Question 1. A plumbing contractor is excavating a trench for a new water line. According to OSHA regulations, what is the maximum depth a trench can be before a protective system, such as shoring or sloping, is required, assuming the trench is not entirely in stable rock? A. 3 feet. B. 4 feet. C. 5 feet. D. 6 feet. Answer: C. 5 feet. OSHA requires a protective system, such as shoring, sloping, or shielding, in trenches 5 feet or deeper, unless the excavation is made entirely in stable rock or is less than 5 feet deep and its excavation is entirely in stable rock, and a competent person determines there is no indication of a potential cave-in. This critical safety rule is designed to protect workers from the serious hazards of trench collapses, which can cause severe injury or death. Always remember that any trench exceeding this depth necessitates engineering controls to ensure worker safety on site. Question 2. When installing a residential water heater, which of the following is typically required for its safe operation and maintenance according to the Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC? A. A dedicated 240V circuit, regardless of fuel type. B. An expansion tank if the water system is closed. C. A manual shut-off valve on the hot water outlet. D. A sediment filter on the cold water inlet only. Answer: B. An expansion tank if the water system is closed. The Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC, mandates an expansion tank on the cold water inlet line to a water heater when the water distribution system is a closed system, meaning there is a backflow preventer or pressure-reducing valve creating a non-vented system. This tank accommodates the thermal expansion of water as it heats, preventing excessive pressure buildup that could damage the water heater or the plumbing system. Neglecting this crucial component can lead to premature water heater failure and potential safety hazards. Question 3. What is the minimum required size for a fixture trap for a common kitchen sink, according to the Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC? A. 1 1/4 inches. B. 1 1/2 inches. C. 2 inches. D. 3 inches. Answer: B. 1 1/2 inches. For a standard kitchen sink, the Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC, specifies a minimum trap size of 1 1/2 inches. This sizing ensures adequate drainage flow and prevents clogging, accommodating the typical discharge volume from a kitchen sink, which often includes food particles and grease. Adhering to proper trap sizing is essential for the efficient and sanitary operation of a drainage system, preventing standing water and unpleasant odors. Always confirm fixture trap sizes with the current code for proper installation. Question 4. A plumbing contractor is performing a medical gas system installation in a healthcare facility. What specific certification is required for plumbers working on medical gas and vacuum systems in California? A. A Certified Medical Gas Installer, CMGI, credential from the NFPA. B. A Brazier Qualification, AWSB 2.2, and Medical Gas Installer Certification. C. An ASSE Series 6000 Medical Gas Systems Installer Certification. D. Any journeyman plumber license is sufficient for medical gas work. Answer: C. An ASSE Series 6000 Medical Gas Systems Installer Certification. In California, plumbers working on medical gas and vacuum systems must possess an ASSE Series 6000 Medical Gas Systems Installer Certification, in addition to their C36 plumbing contractor license. This specialized certification ensures that individuals have the extensive training and knowledge required to safely and correctly install, inspect, and test these critical life support systems, as improper installation can have severe consequences in a healthcare environment. Always ensure your team has the specific, up-to-date certifications for specialized installations like medical gas systems. Question 5. Which of the following best describes the primary function of a backflow prevention device in a plumbing system? A. To regulate water pressure to fixtures. B. To prevent the reversal of flow of contaminated water into the potable water supply. C. To filter sediment and impurities from the water. D. To detect leaks within the plumbing system. Answer: B. To prevent the reversal of flow of contaminated water into the potable water supply. The fundamental purpose of a backflow prevention device is to protect the public health by preventing the undesirable reversal of flow, known as backflow, of non-potable, contaminated or non-drinking, water or other substances into the potable, drinking, water supply. This device acts as a one-way valve, ensuring that water only flows in the intended direction, safeguarding homes and businesses from potential health hazards. Regularly testing and maintaining these devices is crucial for continued protection against water contamination. Question 6. What is the typical minimum working clearance required in front of a water heater or furnace for service and maintenance, according to general safety guidelines? A. 12 inches. B. 18 inches. C. 24 inches. D. 30 inches. Answer: D. 30 inches. General safety guidelines and mechanical codes often require a minimum working clearance of 30 inches in front of equipment like water heaters or furnaces to allow for safe and efficient service, maintenance, and repair. This space ensures technicians have adequate room to access controls, perform diagnostics, and replace components without obstruction or risk of injury. Providing sufficient clear space around mechanical equipment is not just a convenience, but a critical safety and code compliance requirement. Question 7. A contractor is bidding on a new residential plumbing installation. Which document outlines the specific materials, quality of workmanship, and installation methods required for the project? A. The building permit application. B. The project schedule. C. The specifications. D. The general conditions of the contract. Answer: C. The specifications. The specifications, often referred to as specs, are a crucial part of the construction contract documents that detail the precise materials, equipment, quality standards, and installation methods required for the plumbing work. While blueprints show where things go, the specifications explain what they are made of and how they must be installed, ensuring the contractor meets the owners and code requirements. Always thoroughly review the project specifications to understand the exact scope and quality expectations before submitting a bid. Question 8. Under what circumstances is a California C36 plumbing contractor required to obtain a separate asbestos certification before disturbing asbestos-containing materials? A. Only if the project involves demolishing an entire building. B. If the work disturbs more than 100 square feet of asbestos. C. Whenever asbestos-containing materials are encountered and will be disturbed, regardless of the amount. D. Only if the work is performed in a public school. Answer: C. Whenever asbestos-containing materials are encountered and will be disturbed, regardless of the amount. A C36 plumbing contractor is required to obtain a separate asbestos certification, or hire a certified asbestos abatement contractor, whenever asbestos-containing materials, ACMs, are encountered and will be disturbed during the course of plumbing work, regardless of the quantity. This is a critical safety and legal requirement to protect workers and occupants from airborne asbestos fibers, which can cause severe health issues. Never assume a small amount of asbestos is negligible. Always follow proper abatement procedures. Question 9. What is the maximum length allowed for a fixture tailpiece, according to the Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC? A. 12 inches. B. 18 inches. C. 24 inches. D. 30 inches. Answer: C. 24 inches. The Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC, stipulates that a fixture tailpiece, which connects the fixture outlet to the trap, must not exceed 24 inches in length. This limitation helps ensure that the trap is properly vented and prevents excessive accumulation of waste in an unvented pipe section, which could lead to siphoning of the trap seal. Adhering to this maximum length is crucial for maintaining the effectiveness of the trap seal and preventing sewer gases from entering the building. Question 10. When performing a water repipe in an existing residential building, what is the primary consideration for selecting new piping material, example copper, PX, CPVC? A. The contractor's preferred material. B. The cheapest available material. C. Compliance with local codes, water quality, and application. D. The material with the longest warranty from the manufacturer. Answer: C. Compliance with local codes, water quality, and application. The primary consideration for selecting new piping material during a repipe must always be compliance with local plumbing codes, suitability for the local water quality, and the specific application. While cost and contractor preference play a role, ensuring the material meets all regulatory requirements and will perform reliably with the existing water chemistry is paramount to a successful and long-lasting installation. Always verify code acceptance and consider the chemical compatibility of the material with the local water supply. Question 11. What is the purpose of a vent in a drainage, waste, and vent (DWV) system? A. To increase water pressure to fixtures. B. To allow fresh air into the drainage system and protect trap seals from siphoning. C. To filter solids from wastewater before discharge. D. To prevent odors from escaping into the building. Answer: B. To allow fresh air into the drainage system and protect trap seals from siphoning. The primary purpose of a vent in a DWV system is to introduce atmospheric air into the drainage piping, which equalizes pressure and prevents the siphoning or back pressure that could otherwise remove the water from fixture traps. This trap seal is crucial because it acts as a barrier, preventing noxious sewer gases from entering the living space. Proper venting is a fundamental principle of sanitary plumbing design, ensuring efficient drainage and healthy indoor air quality. Question 12. A plumbing contractor is installing a new water heater. How is the temperature and pressure, TNP, relief valve typically sized and installed? A. Sized based on the water heater's BTU input and installed with a discharge pipe flowing to the nearest floor drain. B. Sized based on the water heater's tank capacity and installed with a discharge pipe flowing to an exterior wall. C. Sized to match the water heater's BTUH rating and installed with a discharge pipe leading to a safe, visible, and indirect waste receptor or outside. D. Sized generically as a 3/4 inch valve and installed with a discharge pipe leading into the building's main sewer line. Answer: C. Sized to match the water heater's BTUH rating and installed with a discharge pipe leading to a safe, visible, and indirect waste receptor or outside. The temperature and pressure, TNP, relief valve must be correctly sized to the water heater's BTUH, British thermal units per hour, rating, as indicated on the water heater's label, to ensure it can adequately release pressure and temperature in an emergency. The discharge pipe from the TNP valve must terminate to a safe, visible location, such as an approved indirect waste receptor, like a floor drain or standpipe, or to the exterior, ensuring it is readily observable and that hot water or steam does not cause harm or damage inside the structure. This valve is a critical safety device designed to prevent explosions due to excessive pressure or temperature. Question 13. What type of bond is generally required for a C36 plumbing contractor license in California to protect consumers and ensure compliance with contract terms? A. Performance bond. B. Payment bond. C. Bid bond. D. Contractor's bond. Answer: D. Contractor's bond. In California, licensed contractors, including C36 plumbing contractors, are typically required to carry a contractor's bond, currently set at $15,000. This bond serves as a financial guarantee that protects consumers from financial harm if the contractor fails to complete a project or violates certain terms of their license or contract. It acts as a form of consumer protection, providing a recourse for clients who have been wronged by a contractor's actions. Question 14. When installing a gas appliance, such as a furnace or water heater, what is the minimum required distance that the appliance vent termination must be from an operable window or opening into the building? A. 1 foot. B. 2 feet. C. 3 feet. D. 4 feet. Answer: D. 4 feet. For safety, gas appliance vent terminations, which expel combustion byproducts like carbon monoxide, must be located at least 4 feet from any operable window, door, or other opening into the building. This distance ensures that hazardous flue gases are adequately dispersed into the atmosphere and do not re-enter the occupied structure, protecting inhabitants from potential poisoning. Always follow strict clearance requirements for vent terminations to prevent dangerous gas infiltration. Question 15. A contractor is asked to install a graywater system for landscape irrigation. Which of the following is a key code requirement for residential graywater systems in California? A. Graywater must be stored in a dedicated tank for at least 72 hours before use. B. Graywater must be discharged below the surface of the ground without ponding or runoff. C. Graywater systems require continuous disinfection before irrigation. D. Graywater can be used for spray irrigation of edible crops. Answer: B. Graywater must be discharged below the surface of the ground without ponding or runoff. A key code requirement for residential graywater systems in California is that the graywater must be discharged below the surface of the ground, typically via mulch basins or subsurface drip irrigation, to prevent human contact, minimize pathogen exposure, and avoid nuisance conditions like ponding or runoff. This ensures public health and prevents the creation of mosquito breeding grounds. Always design and install graywater systems to maximize absorption and prevent surface exposure. Question 16. What is the maximum number of drainage fixture units, DFU, allowed on a 3-inch horizontal drainage pipe, according to typical plumbing code provisions? A. 20 DFUs. B. 35 DFUs. C. 42 DFUs. D. 60 DFUs. Answer: C. 42 DFUs. According to typical plumbing code provisions, a 3-inch horizontal drainage pipe can generally accommodate a maximum of 42 drainage fixture units, DFUs. The DFU system is used to size drainage piping based on the probable discharge from various fixtures, ensuring that the pipes are large enough to handle the wastewater volume without overflowing or creating hydraulic imbalances. Correctly sizing drainage piping is essential for effective waste removal and preventing drain backups. Question 17. What is the primary purpose of a cleanout in a drainage system? A. To introduce cleaning chemicals into the pipe. B. To provide access for clearing blockages and inspecting the drainage system. C. To vent the drainage system to the atmosphere. D. To measure the flow rate of wastewater. Answer: B. To provide access for clearing blockages and inspecting the drainage system. The primary purpose of a cleanout in a drainage system is to provide readily accessible points for clearing blockages, inspecting the interior of the pipes, and performing maintenance. These access points are strategically placed in the drainage system, such as at changes in direction or at specific intervals, to allow for effective snaking or jetting to remove clogs. Proper cleanout placement and accessibility are crucial for the long-term maintainability and functionality of a plumbing drainage system. Question 18. When calculating the minimum required pressure for a water supply system, what static pressure is typically assumed at the highest fixture? A. 5 psi. B. 8 psi. C. 15 psi. D. 20 psi. Answer: B. 8 psi. When designing or calculating the minimum required pressure for a water supply system, plumbing codes typically assume a minimum residual static pressure of 8 psi, pounds per square inch, at the highest fixture in the building. This ensures that even the highest point in the system has adequate pressure for proper operation of fixtures, preventing weak flow or intermittent water supply. Maintaining sufficient pressure throughout the system is vital for occupant comfort and fixture performance. Question 19. A plumbing contractor discovers during renovation that the existing cast iron drain pipe has extensive corrosion and minor leaks. What is the most appropriate action? A. Apply a pipe sealant to the corroded areas and inform the client. B. Recommend and prepare to replace the affected sections of the pipe. C. Attempt to patch the leaks with epoxy and advise monitoring. D. Inform the client that cast iron naturally corrodes and it's within tolerance. Answer: B. Recommend and prepare to replace the affected sections of the pipe. When a plumbing contractor discovers extensive corrosion and minor leaks in an existing cast iron drain pipe, the most appropriate and professional action is to recommend and prepare for the replacement of the affected sections. While temporary fixes might seem appealing, corrosion is a progressive issue that will worsen, leading to more significant leaks, structural damage, and potential health hazards from sewer gas. Always prioritize permanent, code-compliant repairs to ensure the long-term integrity and safety of the plumbing system. Question 20. What is the primary function of a union fitting in a plumbing system? A. To permanently join two pipes of different materials. B. To allow for a watertight connection that can be easily disconnected for maintenance or replacement. C. To change the direction of piping in a confined space. D. To reduce the diameter of a pipe without restricting flow. Answer: B. To allow for a watertight connection that can be easily disconnected for maintenance or replacement. A union fitting is a three-piece fitting designed to join two pipes or fittings in a watertight connection that can be easily disassembled without cutting the pipe or rotating either pipe. This feature is invaluable for connecting components that may need to be removed for service, such as water heaters, pumps, or large valves, making future maintenance much simpler. Incorporating unions where future service is anticipated is a hallmark of professional and foresightful plumbing installation. Question 21. What is the typical requirement for grounding of metallic water piping systems within a building? A. Grounding is only required if the building has a lightning rod. B. Metallic water piping must be bonded to the building's electrical grounding system. C. Grounding is optional and depends on local utility company rules. D. Only hot water pipes require grounding for safety. Answer: B. Metallic water piping must be bonded to the building's electrical grounding system. According to the National Electrical Code, NEC, and commonly adopted building codes, metallic water piping systems within a building must be effectively bonded to the building's main electrical grounding system. This bonding provides a continuous electrical path to ground, helping to dissipate stray electrical currents, protect against electrical shocks, and ensure that if the piping inadvertently becomes energized, circuit breakers will trip. Proper grounding and bonding are critical safety measures in any modern plumbing installation. Question 22. What is the maximum distance a fixture trap can be from its vent opening, often referred to as the trap arm length, according to the Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC? A. It depends on the trap arm's diameter. B. 3 feet, regardless of pipe size. C. 5 feet for all fixtures. D. No limit, as long as it pitches correctly. Answer: A. It depends on the trap arm's diameter. The maximum distance a fixture trap can be from its vent opening, also known as the trap arm length, is directly dependent on the diameter of the trap arm itself, according to the Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC. Larger diameter trap arms can be longer than smaller ones, as the increased volume of air in the larger pipe helps maintain the trap seal. This rule ensures proper ventilation, preventing siphoning or back pressure that could compromise the trap's ability to block sewer gases. Question 23. A plumbing contractor is hired to install a new commercial kitchen. What type of interceptor is typically required for commercial kitchens to separate fats, oils, and grease, fog, from wastewater before it enters the public sewer system? A. A sand interceptor. B. A grease interceptor. C. An oil separator. D. A lint interceptor. Answer: B. A grease interceptor. Commercial kitchens are typically required to have a grease interceptor installed to separate fats, oils, and grease, fog, from the wastewater before it is discharged into the public sewer system. Fog can solidify in sewer lines, causing blockages, overflows, and costly damage, making this device crucial for environmental protection and sewer system integrity. Proper sizing, installation, and regular maintenance of grease interceptors are essential for compliance and preventing municipal sewer issues. Question 24. Which of the following best describes the principle of hydrostatic testing in a plumbing drainage system? A. Pressurizing the system with air and checking for pressure drops. B. Filling the installed drainage system with water to a specific level and observing for leaks. C. Using a smoke machine to detect leaks in vent piping. D. Applying a vacuum to the system and monitoring for a decrease in vacuum. Answer: B. Filling the installed drainage system with water to a specific level and observing for leaks. Hydrostatic testing, when applied to a plumbing drainage system, involves sealing all openings and filling the newly installed or repaired drain, waste, and vent (DWV) piping with water to a specified height or for a specified duration, typically to the highest point or 10 feet above the highest fitting, to visually inspect for any leaks. This method is a reliable way to ensure the integrity and watertightness of the drainage system before it is concealed by walls or floors. Always ensure all joints are sound before filling the system for a hydrostatic test. Question 25. What is the primary purpose of a water hammer arrestor in a plumbing system? A. To prevent pipes from freezing in cold weather. B. To reduce water pressure throughout the system. C. To absorb shock waves caused by sudden changes in water flow, preventing banging pipes. D. To filter sediment from the water supply. Answer: C. To absorb shock waves caused by sudden changes in water flow, preventing banging pipes. A water hammer arrestor is a device installed in a plumbing system to absorb the shock waves generated when water flow is abruptly stopped or changed, such as when a faucet is suddenly closed or a washing machine valve snaps shut. These shock waves, known as water hammer, can cause loud banging noises, stress on pipe joints, and potential damage to fixtures or the piping system itself. Installing water hammer arrestors at strategic points can effectively eliminate this disruptive and damaging phenomenon.